Is a part of your programming, so to speak, of the students, does it involve any sort of consequences slash punishments, or is it just the expectations and the repetitions, especially early in
Uh,
the year?
yeah, yeah. Well, that's usually just a quick little one-on-one,
Hmm.
pull a kid aside. That often is enough. It doesn't, a consequence doesn't have to be a formal, all right, 6 lashes. Let me write your name on the lash list. A student will sometimes be a very bold in a midst of other students and with an
Hmm.
audience of other students.
Hmm.
So just pulling them aside, having a little one-on-one.
What would
Uh,
you say? Give us a sneak peek into that discussion.
Ramez, could you sit over in the chair by my desk, and I'd just like to have a word with you once we're done with this part,
Hmm.
once the whole class is done with this part, and then I'd sit down. So Ramez, I noticed that you're not getting your book out when I ask you to get the book out. Can you tell me what's the problem?
I didn't hear you.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I'll try to talk louder. So you have your book with you?
Actually, I forgot it.
Okay. Well, I have some books over in the corner, and make friends with somebody who has a book, and just get on the right page and put your phone away, because this is what we're doing.
Hmm. Well, I was too busy yesterday. I didn't actually read what I was supposed to read.
Okay. Well, definitely you want to sit and pay attention to our discussion, so that way when you do read this, it'll be easier for you to comprehend. Okay?
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, let's get back.
Next day,
The next day.
the same kid does the same thing. What do you do?
Well, we have another conversation. Ramez, I notice you keep doing the same thing. And after the consequences usually are the performance on tests and assignments are
Hmm.
are not going to be very good.
Hmm.
So then I can have a one-on-one conversation with a progress report, a grade sheet,
Hmm.
and here's the evidence,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Let's just look at the numbers. Let's look at the data. The data show, okay, you're not doing well on your essays, or you have a 20% in homework, or something like that.
Hmm.
I put it the ownership, the responsibilities on the student,
Hmm.
and often I have I started doing this with detentions,
Hmm.
which I wound up having less and less, but it's very nice. Just 3 questions: what's the problem?
Hmm.
What's causing the problem? And what are you going to do to fix the problem?
Hmm.
And so for a detention, rather than just have the kid sit there for a certain number of minutes or hours, or clean the blackboard or something like that, because uh, just time doesn't necessarily do anything.
Hmm.
I say, hey, if you can write out your answer to these 3 questions, your detention, and we have a conversation about it. The detention can be over in 5 minutes if you take
Hmm.
it seriously, and then you have to take this home to your parents and get it signed. So at least the kid is showing to their parents, hey, I've had a problem. We're working out the problem. I know how to work out the problem. So I would do the same thing for a student whose performance in class. So I started putting those 3 questions on my progress reports,
That's brilliant. Hmm.
because I would hear teachers say, "Oh, this kid who really bothers me. This kid is really annoying. He just presses my buttons or whatever, and
Hmm.
and and just annoyed. And I feel so disrespected by this kid.
Hmm.
And so I wrote him a detention so I can stay after school for another hour
You're
with this
punishing
kid.
yourself.
Like,
Yeah,
well, yeah,
exactly.
who's punishing who here?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it was when I tried it out, and I was happy with the results. So
It's
it
brilliant
it's a
because
thing.
it's not, yeah, it's not a punishment for the sake of punishment. It's a consequence that is beneficial and that is meaningful, that is going to have results.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, because ultimately, what we're looking for is the kid to change the behavior, to choose something else to do.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
point. Yeah.